Welcome. Today, I would like to take you into a world that most people only discover after they've exhausted every other option, the world of medical intuition. And more specifically, how your intuition and the intuition of trained medical intuitives can often detect illness long before traditional medical tests show anything at all. I've been working as a medical intuitive and master healer for over 25 years. I have worked with thousands of clients around the globe. And over again, I have seen one thing. Your intuition and your body always knows first. So today we're going to explore how that's even possible and why it happens. And probably more importantly, how you can begin tapping into this powerful ability within yourself. So why do medical tests sometimes miss it? Well, let's start out with this. Why do medical tests sometimes come back normal when you know that something's wrong? Well, medical tests rely on physical changes. Blood work, scans, and labs are brilliant tools, but they show up when something is already physically measurable. Energetic changes come first. The body always speaks in the energy before it shows up in the chemistry or the structure of your body. And you're not a machine. You are an emotional, energetic, and spiritual being. And conventional medicine often leaves those parts out of the diagnostic picture. I once worked with a woman who came in saying, "Every test I have had says that I am fine." As I read into her body, I saw early staged inflammation in her pancreas. That hadn't disrupted her blood sugars yet. 2 months later, her blood work finally confirmed prediabetes. But she had already started making changes from what her intuition and our session had revealed. So what is intuitive? So what is intuitive perception? Intuition is not guessing. It is a skill set. And here's what intuitive detection involves. Your empathic nature. That means you're feeling what's out of balance. Perhaps you feel tightness, a pressure, a pain in your own body, even when tuning into someone else. Because your empathic nature can not only pay attention to what's going on in your body, but inadvertently, you can become aware of what's happening with other people as well. The second type of way that this intuitive detection occurs, oftentimes you can see energy. You can see colors. You can see where energies are blocked or where imbalances are. You may even see dark areas or misalignments or images that tell you a story in your mind's eye. The third one is your knowingness. You're simply having a knowingness of what is going on. Interesting, because this one can be tricky because it feels so immediate, so unproven, but it 89 to 90% of the time is absolutely accurate. Number 4, hearing. Oftentimes, in your intuitive ways that information can come, you can hear things, be it externally or hear things internally, meaning that it's not so much as though you hear an auditory aspect in your internal, but you hear a conversation. Much like if you get a song in your head, the whole song is playing in your head. Well, when you get information that is intuitively sent via your internal hearing, it can sound something similar to that. It can be a word, it can be a thought, it can be a sentence, it can be a whole conversation. Hearing words, your body's messages, and oftentimes intuitive instructions can come as well. It might come as a whisper, a word, a phrase that suddenly just arrives with clarity. These are not magical tricks. They are your innate, natural human abilities. And when refined through practice, can be quite accurate and quite successful. So, how intuition tracks illness early. So how does this show up in real life? Well, how your intuition tracks illness early? Well, it can show up as energy shifts. Your energy shifts before structural changes occur. You might have a sense, the tone of an organ shifting, meaning you literally hear a tone in an area of your body. Perhaps you can see inflammation that hasn't triggered a measurable symptom yet. And you wonder, what in the world is that? Working with it helps you to more clearly define it and know exactly what you've got. The body never lies. And when you tune in, the body will show you what it's trying to get your attention, even if that person isn't consciously aware. Meaning sometimes you can get that information for other people, and even though they may not be aware, their body never lies. The more you work with it, the more you practice it, the better it gets. Another important piece here is that the emotional root is often present first. So before something physically manifests itself in the body, before something has become a physical problem in your body, most people think that it's only when you first become aware that there's a problem in your body that that's the beginning of it. But the truth of the matter is, that is actually the last part of it, not the first. The first part, that emotional root, that energy, it has been working its way through your fields into your body and can be picked up and cleared ahead of time, so that disease and illness do not have to be a challenge. Now, it's interesting, if your body gives you a sense that there's an emotional root that's present, focus in and ask yourself, what was going on 6 months to a year before the onset of that feeling or that challenge? 6 months to a year before the onset. Oftentimes, that can give you an idea of where the story started. Now, illness almost always has a story. Fear, grief, anger, shame, and so much more is coming through your field and stored in your field. And if it is left unaddressed, then it will store in the cells of your body. It will store in your organs, your tissues, until it creates something physical. Let's say that somebody's been struggling with fatigue, brain fog, and mood swings. Medical tests say the thyroid is within range, but intuitively, you see the pickup that the thyroid function is diminished. And as you're focusing into that thyroid, you get a sense that there's some emotional trauma that shows itself from not being heard. And a sluggishness, perhaps even an energy pulse that's around the thyroid. That is real. It is actionable, even if the lab says otherwise, for now. Because left unattended, it will inevitably create something in the physiology that a lab then will pick up. Don't wait that long. Part number 4. Trusting your own inner detector. Now, you may already be picking up on things and not even realizing it. Try asking yourself, when I walk into a room, do I feel the energy before I even hear a word? Have I ever known that something was wrong with someone before they even said a thing? Do I get physical sensations or gut feelings that are pretty consistently accurate? That's the start of you honing your innate intuitive skills. The more you pay attention, the more you practice, the stronger and clearer it gets. So I'm going to give you a simple practice. Let's just do a quick scan. I want you to close your eyes. I'd like for you to take a gentle inhalation breath in, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And take another breath. And as you take that inhalation breath, breathing in through the nose, just breathe it all the way into your body. And on the exhalation, just releasing any and all cares of the day. Then I would like you to ask your body, what part of my body feels off? What part feels off? Tight, heavy, or even out of sync? Then you could ask, what emotion or message is trying to come through here? And trust the first thing that comes. Don't judge it. Don't turn around and say, well, I think I made that up. No. Take the first thing that comes and pay attention. Part number 5. What this means for healing. There is power in all of this. When we use intuition, we're not just detecting illness. We're inviting healing before full illness has set in. Imagine what becomes possible when we address issues at the energetic root. Then we can make lifestyle changes that are based on what your body is telling you. We have got to stop waiting until we are in crisis to take action. Your body is speaking. And your intuition is listening. So where do we go from here? Well, begin paying attention to those intuitive nudges. Write them down. Get a piece of paper, an area, and write these things down. If you don't write them down the moment you notice them, you will forget them in a matter of less than a minute. So when you get a sense that there's something, write it down, type it in your phone, something. Next thing that you can do is that you have to recognize you have an innate ability. You do. And it is time that you use it by noticing how your body is speaking to you. And if you feel called to deepen your skills, because this is a gift and it can be trained. So, if you're ready to go deeper, I teach powerful frameworks for medical intuition and energy tracking. Whether you're a healer or someone looking to take your health into your own hands, there's a place for you in this work. If you'd like more information, you can go to my website, www.kimseer.com. Thank you so much for being here. Trust your knowing. It just may change everything. And if you've liked this video, please like and subscribe and share it with whomever needs to hear this. Who's the first person that came to mind? Share this with them. And I thank you for your time.